Oh, and Superhot. Played a fuckload of Superhot.
Oh, yes.
That game's great.
Oh,
that is my
God,
favorite
game
VR
is so
game.
cool.
Absolute perfect VR.
You're punching someone, grabbing his gun, shooting someone else, picking up a throwing sword, hitting somebody, and then, like, you know, the round's over, you throw your gun and you drop it like you're some badass, but, like...
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the theretrorents Retro Gaming Podcast. It's our 51st episode, and I am Al.
I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
He is Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Kyle's back.
What's up?
Oh, what's up, brother? It's great to have you back.
Yeah, happy to be here. It's good to talk to you guys again.
Absolutely. How have you been? As you can hear,
I've been
here.
insanely busy with work.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, sorry. It's just been kind of crazy. We are switching to a new company, and the transition and everything has been a little crazy. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot of extra work, a lot of figuring out how we're going to move everything, because a lot of it was done like, so we're an insurance company, Al, you know, and upstairs is like the claims section. So their stuff is fairly simple. As far as like, they're just like business as usual for now. We'll worry about everything later. Well, the IT section was like, nothing was kind of planned, and it's just now getting into the planning phase of how to move this massive infrastructure over to the new company.
Oh yeah, I remember at one company, like org level to like org to org and Active Directory was fucking hell.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little nuts. Moving emails is going to be nuts. It's crazy because the old company it has to have a say in what gets to be kept and what could go. Mm-hmm. Because it's you know, it's their data, it's their information, it's their clients and everything like that. So yeah. It's a little hairy, but it's good. I've been keeping my same job role. They've kept me, which is nice. And yeah, and it's just been a little nuts, and I haven't really had a whole lot of gaming time because of it.
Oh, that's not fair.
No, I'm studying for my Security Plus certification because they need a cybersecurity guy. So
cool.
That's also taking time away.
That just tingled Nick's ears.
Yep. Oh, do you have that one, Nick?
No, I don't have the certs, but I know of like getting certs is like, you know, the importance of them and whatnot. Yeah.
You know what? I don't think they're really that important. I mean,
I'd say they're important. They're the business like think it's important.
To me, they're just getting that cert is just a way for these companies to make money on testing.
That's exactly
well, that's definitely
and that's it. Yeah, because I guarantee if and when I pass this test, they're gonna throw me into shit that I have still no idea what I'm doing.
Like, you got this certification, you can do it.
Right, so you know everything about security now, right? Like, no, this is just the baby step of security. This is like.
Hacker man.
This is a start.
Yeah. So.
Are you? Kyle,
enough about me. What about you guys?
Are you on a headset or a phone?
I'm on a headset.
Oh.
Why?
Anyway, you can.
Do I sound awful?
No, you sound great. It's just you're coming through real loud.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me move the mic away.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, I'm just gonna hold the note, and you tell me when it's all right.
Go ahead.
Alex.
Right there is great.
All right, right there.
Yeah.
Sorry,
good? Sorry, everybody. You know, gotta check these things. No, man. For one, it's great to hear from you. It's great to have you back. I've been wanting to talk just games and life in general with you for a while, and you know, it's been busy my way in a good way. I mean, I've been at GitHub over 4 months now, and it's incredible. It's the greatest job I've ever had. It's the greatest company I've ever worked for, and the greatest people that I've ever worked with. Oh, you guys at Penn Treaty were pretty goddamn close, so. But yeah, no, it's just...
your gig sounds awesome.
Dude, it is, and there's no like... there's no being modest about it. Like, I just hope to hell I can keep this job for a very, very long time, and that they're around for a very long time, because this is the first job I've had in a very long time that like I'm really excited to get up and go to every day. Like I had the unusual occurrence today where it's like, all right, I'm off for the rest of this week because we're doing like Santa pictures with the kids and all that happy horse shit. And then my buddy Scott's coming up from Georgia tomorrow to visit with his wife and their kid, and they're gonna meet our kids for the first time as we haven't seen each other in years. So it's like, but I'm like, yeah, I'm off the rest of the week, and I'm like, well, fuck, like, I mean, I'm glad I'm off, but I'm in the middle of some really cool shit. Like, I don't want to step away for 2 days. And I've never had that. Like, I've never had that with a job where I'm just like, I'm excited for my Mondays. I'm excited to get back to work. It's just new challenges all the fucking time. Like, things just change there in a heartbeat. And for a project manager like me who likes to have the challenge of ever-changing, not goalposts, I know that's unfair, but ever-evolving, where it's like, in order to get to the goal line, it's like, oh, it would be even better if we could do this. And that's kind of what my job entails, working with other teams cross-functionally and getting shit done. And I fucking love it because, like, when you work at a place like this, you're working with, I mean, there's no other way to put it, like, the fucking best of the best. Like, people that have come to this company have come from Google and from Microsoft. And it's like, at times, it kind of gives me that imposter syndrome. It's like, I came from fucking Air Products. And like, but yeah, it's just great. They treat us awesome, and I'm just having a blast. And it's definitely afforded us a comfortable lifestyle for the first time in 6 years since I had kids. And yeah, that's really fucking nice not to be like literally getting ulcers over our finances every fucking month.
That's great, man.
Yeah, so
awesome.
Yeah, and as part of that, as far as what I've been up to, I gave him a shout out last week. I'm gonna give him a fucking shout out again. Glovebox from the Bad Fodder Figures had gotten the new Rift Quest, the Oculus Quest, and he sold me his Rift for $100.
Nice.
That's cheap, dude.
And he's a good dude. Like that's why I want to really give him a shout out. Like that was such an awesome thing to do. And, he just did it. He's like, you're my bud, and I know you're going to use it and have a blast with it. And I can't thank him enough because it's all I've fucking done since I got the damn thing. I was a little worried, since it had been a year since I played around with Luke's, that I'd be, uncomfortable or motion sick. No, dude. Even after a year, I snapped right back into that thing. I was playing games. I think my first night I played like 4 hours. And it didn't bother me at all. And so many cool games on that, man. Like, Kyle, because you have PSVR. In fact, Kyle is the first person that actually helped enable me to experience virtual reality. When I went over and played on his PSVR, I was so blown away. And it's incredible. It's an experience. It's like playing a Nintendo for the first time all over again, where you're like, oh my god, this is a new way to experience entertainment. I mean, right down to watching movies, man. Like, you throw on a movie in VR, and you're sitting in front of you could basically set it up to where you're in an IMAX. And that's what it fucking looks like. And you fucking lean your chair back. I got a nice reclining gamer chair. And you're set. It's the
So shit. I haven't done this yet, but have you watched any 3D movies?
I have not yet.
Because I heard they look awesome in VR.
I would assume so. I would assume so, and I would like to try it. I think my PC doesn't have an optical drive, but I'm sure I could get like the digital version of, like, I remember seeing The Hobbit in 3D. The first one, There and Back Again. And that was one of the first 3D movies that was like shot in 3D. That was a big movie.
Specific purpose because of each. Was it
Avatar was the other one. What was that, Nick?
The way they filmed The Hobbit was very specific because it's
red?
Each eye got. I think it was red, but it was like each eye got 24 frames per second essentially. So
yeah, and it was
60 frames.
It was, I mean, seeing that in 3D, there was just so many like, oh, neat, cool.
Yeah, it's like, well, for me, the most notable thing is because, again, like, I guess I'm more susceptible to motion sickness. Like, there are certain 3D movies that I'd seen where it's like, there'd be certain scenes where it's just like, this doesn't feel right. And by the end of it, I'd have like a slight headache.
Yeah.
Whereas walking out of Lord of the Rings, or not Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, excuse me, I had no headache. And I realized it was because of that 60 frames, like you were getting that full frame rate. And somehow, I guess, my brain or eyes were able to slightly pick that differential up.
No, I agree. I think that was, I didn't have any problems with it either. And I would love to get that on VR. And I'm going to look into that. Because even just watching, regular movies in your, Oculus or Steam room environment, is really awesome if you set up the right environment. Like, I have an environment that looks like a movie theater that I just switched to if I'm going to watch movies, and it looks good enough for me, man. Like, I've dimmed all the lighting in it to just do it just right, and I was kicking back, what was it, last night, watching the first episode of The Mandalorian again, because I want to do a rewatch.
Nice.
I want to do a rewatch with my wife and get caught up. And actually, I've only watched the first two. My brother-in-law and I watched it. And I've because I've really enjoyed it. And I was like, you know what? Like, I just want to binge this one. And so I'm just going to, like, let a few of them stack up. And now we're at a point where it's like, all right, Amber has seen all the Baby Yoda stuff. And now she wants to watch it.
Gotta go for the Baby Yoda.
And now she wants to watch it. So I was like, all right, let's do this. So, yeah, I mean, that's, as far as that, I've been watching a lot of Disney Plus. I've been watching more fucking Disney Plus than the kids. It pisses me off. But at least I'm enjoying it. Black Cauldron, Willow, it's all on there, man. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. Other than that, like I said, a lot of VR. Playing a Gun Club VR quite a lot. It's another Viveport Infinity game. I used to love shooting gallery games like Mad Dog McCree and Space Pirates in the arcades. And to me, this is just a new extension of that. And
Absolutely.
It's all real guns, and, like, you have to, like, I don't even fucking know the terms. Like, it says arm your gun, but basically, doing the chamber, the whole thing, you gotta do the whole thing. Get your pistol to fire, and it just feels good. It feels right. I've gone to a range and shot before, and, you unlock stuff like an RPG, you get money to buy better guns, or, you can, I maxed out the, damage on my Glock 17 with zombie bullets. Because that's like the highest damage bullet you can buy in this game. And basically, there's a mode called zombie mode at in the ranges where, like, the zombies, like cardboard zombies, are coming at you and from all different angles and shit. And you basically you kill them with headshots. And, but the zombie bullets, you can eventually take them down with, like, 3 or 4 shots from a flaming zombie bullet. But it's just a lot of fun, and that's like a great stress reliever for me lately. I just fucking hook that up and play it. I was playing that, and I was playing one I think you get a real charge out of, Nick, called Skyworlds. You checked that out yet?
Skyworlds. It sounds familiar. Maybe on my wish list of, like, things that I wanted to eventually play.
You'll get the Infinity, because it's on there, but it's like, it's like a god game / strategy, with, kind of cartoony graphics, but, like, it's like this big, giant, circular board, and, like, you take over sections of it with generals, and there's management with food and all that stuff, and then the battles are basically managed by cards. You research to get different cards, and a card could be a unit, or a card could be a spell, or a card could be, a buff for units or whatever, and you have, like, X amount of cards in your deck. Like, I have 6 right now, and so they just continue to cycle. So I could throw an archer card down, throw a spell down, and throw this down, and you have, like, X amount of mana, in your armband, and it recharges, like, every couple seconds. It'll charge a point. So I'm, like, chucking archers down, and then you see the unit appear on the battlefield, and it starts marching off towards the enemy buildings and units and stuff, and then you can, like, throw a fireball at enemy units and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying that too. But yeah, VR is fucking where it's at for me, man. And I've been playing Creed VR, sweating my ass off to that. and I just started Knockout Club, or Knockout, the one you mentioned, Kyle.
Knockout Kings?
Well, that was the old game, but yeah, Knockout something. It's Knockout Club or whatever, the boxing game. This looks great. I played it for about 20 minutes. I've got to play more of this. It looks like Punch-Out on steroids. Like, you can eventually box a fucking octopus.
Yeah. It's the same one. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's really over the top, and it's another good workout.
Yeah. And I think that's probably my favorite part of VR. I mean, you both have now, like, we've all played VR. And Superhot. Played a fuckload of Superhot.
Oh, yes.
That game's great.
Oh,
that is my
God,
favorite VR game.
Cool.
Absolute perfect VR. The funny thing is, I had Superhot. I think it was via my Twitch account. Because well, I say at one point it still does, but they seem they've lessened their free games per month.
Yeah, they're not that great either anymore.
It's mostly like packs or cosmetics for games that exist already. So
or what Game Pass had last month.
Yeah, or
like I'm noticing that between them and Epic and Game Pass, like they're all fucking giving away the same shit.
Yeah, you'll get it one way or the other. Yeah, but I remember they had Superhot way back in the day, but I never played it. But it was like, oh, this is interesting. But the funny thing is, I ended up playing Superhot VR when it first when it hit Infinity Vive, and I loved the hell of that. And then went back and played the original, and it's like, wow, this is so much better in VR.
Oh, that Superhot was made for VR.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, there are certain things that just show off how this is unlike anything you've ever played, ever done. This is something totally new, and that's one of them, man. Like, you said it, Nick. You're fucking Neo. You get to be Neo.
Dude, and you have to look so ridiculous, too. Like, in the game, you're punching someone, grabbing his gun, shooting someone else, picking up a throwing sword, hitting somebody, and then, the round's over, you throw your gun or you drop it like you're some badass. But, I really want a video of what I really look like while I'm doing all this.
Oh, yeah. My chat was having a riot when I was playing mine because they were like, you are doing the weirdest, yoga moves.
Dude, and it's worse for the PlayStation because you got these two awkwardly glowing pink balls that you're at the end of the wand. So it's just like, what the fuck is this?
Wave my ice cream going at you.
Yeah, take that. Glowy orange guy.
Don't forget the coffee cup. Gotta throw the coffee cup.
Oh, or the 8-ball.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really awesome. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be playing for quite some time. And then the only other thing I was playing a little bit on my PS4, I've been doing an Uncharted replay through.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just about to the end of Uncharted 2. I'm looking, the last one I obviously bought was the third one, which I had beaten on PS3. And I'm very much looking forward to, because Uncharted 4 is on PS Now, and I'm looking forward to playing through that. So I love that series. If you've never played that series, it's a great Saturday night movie kind of pulp vibe with Indiana Jones style, like if Nathan Fillion was the star. Like Firefly and Indiana Jones, but it's not in space, just the attitude. Great stuff. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. How about you, Nick?
Hey, wait, hang on, I got a good question. Did you have No Man's Sky on PC?
Mm-hmm.
Did they release a VR for that yet?
Yes,
I know it's on PS4. Did you try that yet or not?
They did release a VR, Nick, in the last patch on PC.
I haven't tried it on VR yet, actually.
I have not either.
No, I haven't either.
Luke has.
No, wait. I take that back. I did do it one night. And actually had a lot of fun with it, but it bugged out at one point. I was on the space station.
Okay.
And the floor disappeared. And somehow I wandered off into an area that I had no idea how to reverse it and get back to my ship. but I will say I do remember. Yeah, I did it on the latter half. I was doing one game and it ended really short, so I'm like, oh, I'll try out No Man's Sky in VR. And it flying around in space and just walking around on a planet like normal is just absolutely beautiful.
All right,
awesome. I'm gonna try that this weekend.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna give it a try
worth it. Don't go into the space station because you might get trapped.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. All right, Nicholas, what have you been up to?
Not too much. But I can say I finally sold the old house
Nice.
Congrats.
Suck, 2 smoking barrels.
Bam, gone.
It's gone. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. No more having to worry about it.
Nice.
But gaming wise, finally getting around to playing some Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, Red Dead 2.
Yeah, on PC, and man, does that thing look good! And like just like the opening sequence with like the whole snowy mountain pass. Like I was like looking at the snow, like mesmerized by the snow, and just like how good it looked, and just like walking through it, it's like man, it's like looks fantastic.
You have that on Xbox as well, right?
No, just PC.
Oh, I'm sorry, Todd. PC. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I have it on PC as well. I bought that the day it came out because I was so excited to see what it looked like, and oh my god, on PC, like you're literally sitting there going, Rockstar, you're just fucking showing off now, like
Yeah, seriously,
like you're just insulted, you're like flipping off everybody, going, go ahead, top that shit. Yeah, that game is absolutely gorgeous. Where are you at right now?
Well, so I just got past like basically the whole intro sequence. I'm starting to get into the open world. And funny enough, like I started like, wandering around. It's like, you know what? I actually just want to do all like this naturalist stuff. I want to see more animals and try and like track them down. And it's like, I don't want to play the main game. I just want to do this other stuff.
Yeah. Welcome to why that game has about 130 hours recorded by me. It's a very easy game to just live, like walk around and camp out and look at like, the fucking sky and hunt some animals and cook some food, and I don't know, like it's one of my favorite games for just open world immersion. I put it right up there equally with The Witcher 3. Same kind of deal.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. That's cool, man. I'm glad you're enjoying that. I figured you would. I'm eager to hear what you think as the story goes on,
as it develops. Yes,
and of course the big twist. Like I can't wait to hear what you think of the whole game. Like it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's my brother-in-law's favorite game of all time.
I'm still trying to place it because they mentioned John Marston in the intro sequence there. As like one of your party members. This is a prequel essentially to Red Dead 1.
Okay, so you're right at the beginning then, because like
right at the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, because the second thing you do, they're gonna be like, John hasn't come back yet, and you set out with what's his name? The Mexican guy. I can't remember his name in the group. Javier Escuela. I think that's his last name. But Javier and you actually go out searching for John because he hasn't reported back in yet. And you'll actually find out how he got his scars on his face. Did I lose you guys? Hello?
I'm still here.
All right. Did we lose Nick?
Did we lose Nick?
There he is.
There you go.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay. No, I was just saying.
Did the floor open up again and you fell through it?
Yeah, right.
Did you hear that whole thing I was saying? Like, this is
yeah. So I think I'm past that part because he gets half eaten by the wolves essentially. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I got that. Like we got out of the mountains is about as far as I've gotten.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So it's pretty cool.
So it's like that the wolf attack is basically his scars. Like that's how he got it.
Yep. So, all right, cool. I cannot wait to hear what you think. I know Captain Mike over at Bad Fodder Figures will be another one because I was like that was a favorite for a lot of us, and you'll see it's very, very good. So that's awesome. Well, shit, that's what we've been playing. Let's move on to release highlights. I got to admit, folks, I haven't done my usual homework. It's been a very busy week and a half with Christmas bullshit. Yeah, I understand this time of year why some dads just fucking flip a screw and go homicidal and just go out for a pack of cigarettes and never come home. Oh boy. Anyway, but yeah, it looks like as far as releases that are coming out, I know we talked last time. Jedi Fallen Order has come out. Have you played that yet, Nick?
I've yet to pick it up. Like I do want to pick it up, but basically I gotta get through my backlog of other stuff that I want to do. So it'll probably be a bit, and by that point maybe it'll be on disc.
Yeah, hold off on that until you get done with the old Red Dead there.
Oh yeah. That is the plan.
As far as stuff that's coming out, what the hell? There's a new one today I was actually really intrigued about. Vampire the Masquerade, what was it? The Blood Coterie? What is that? Let me pull this up. But I literally just Coteries of New York. I don't know if it's a visual novel or it kind of looks like one of those games, like a Danganronpa game, but it's with the Vampire the Masquerade role-playing set. It looks interesting. Not sure if it's something I'm going to pick up. But I will say, like, we're kind of in this really cool adventure game revolution right now, or like, kind of new golden age. Because I'm playing what I'm pretty convinced, this is it, like, I've been putting in, like, 20 minutes here and there on this game, but I'm convinced, like, this is the current generation's Planescape Torment. It's called Disco Elysium. It is an amazing adventure game in, like, kind of a alternative universe, communist, dystopian, but not like nuclear dystopian, just like government oppression. It's really hard to explain, but like the mechanics of it are so cool. Like when you create your character, you kind of create a class, and it's a lot of like mental power and ticks and stuff like that. That like your skills come through in as like conversations, fighting with your mind. As far as like how to act and what skill to use in a conversation. And the story and the writing is just awesome. Like it's some of the best I've seen in a game in a long time. And I've probably only played this for about 2 hours. So I know that's like a big thing. And I guess the big news obviously this week is tomorrow is the Video Game Awards.
Ah, yes.
And that one is kind of in a couple of categories, like, you know, best indie title and surprise in that. Are you guys, any of you guys planning on watching the Video Game Awards? Or the Game Awards?
Not live.
Yeah, I'll probably
not live. I'll stream it.
Yeah, I'll probably, go back and catch it later.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you, where's the, I don't want to buy tickets. I wanted to go over the voting list. Some of these I thought were interesting. Like Game of the Year. Here's the nominees for Game of the Year. This has me a little head scratchy. Control, which I did not get to play.
That looked interesting. That did. It looked interesting. I did want to like eventually get around to it. Yeah.
Yep, it looked interesting. Death Stranding, which I love.
Of course.
Resident Evil 2, which I'm guessing is a remake.
If you watch, they announced today I think it's the remake of 3 is going to be coming out.
That's Nemesis, right?
Not sure. It didn't have a subtitle to it. It just said Resident Evil 3 being. It wasn't even a remaster. It was like a remake. So.
I think that's the whole thing. The Resident Evil 2 one is a remake as well. If Resident Evil 3 is the one I think of, that's the one with Nemesis. I remember playing with my buddy Scott, who's coming up tomorrow, where it's like you're walking down a hallway and this hulking mutant mass would just bust through the wall and be like, "Start!" He's got a rocket launcher on his shoulder. But yeah, definitely check that out. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. That's another one I heard was great. I just never got around to playing it. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
Got my vote.
The Smash Bros.
It's a great game. I play it pretty much every time my brother-in-law comes up. And now I have a Switch, so I can actually play with him, which will be kind of fun. That is a great game, man. I don't think there's ever been an iteration of that game that wasn't good. Let's see. And then finally, and I would have been pissed if this was overlooked, The Outer Worlds.
Of course. I would fully expect it to make it.
I expect The Outer Worlds to take it. I think that's been a really awesome game, and I don't know, it deserves it, man. Let's see. For action adventure, I thought this was interesting. Borderlands 3.
Okay.
An obvious nomination there. Control again.
Again, okay.
Death Stranding again. Resident Evil 2 again. And then The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Did you get that one, Kyle? The remake?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I thought they did a fantastic job with it. If you played the original and liked it, I would highly recommend it. If you didn't play the original, I would still recommend it.
Wow. Okay. Might be one I pick up at some point. And then Sekiro.
Yeah, no,
again.
you should.
Sekiro gets it again. There was some interesting, there were categories I were just like, okay. I was really, I was excited about this one. Content Creator of the Year. We have Courage, Dr. Lupo, Ewok, Black Eagle Ops.
Right.
If only. But then it got into stuff like esports coach. I don't know any of these people. Esports event. I voted the Overwatch League Grand Finals. That was great to watch. I had a great time watching that.
It feels like it's falling into a weird category of obviously like the video games, like they've had these weird categories where like most of them like make sense. It kind of mirrors what you see with like the Emmys and
right.
the Oscars, where you have like best X, best Y, and all that kind of stuff. But then you have the more like sports Hall of Fame side of things, where it's like, you have like the best team, the best coach, and it's like,
and that's what this is. And to me, it's like I don't feel like this fits here. Am I the only one?
Yeah. Well, it maybe call me more old school. Like, do I love watching esports stuff? Yeah, absolutely. It's very intriguing and it's a growing. I think it's a growing not demographic, but kind of entertainment.
Growing sport. I think it is a growing sport.
Yeah, and alongside streaming and whatnot is like it's kind of like this emergent thing. But yeah, at the same time, it's like for a video game award show, I just it doesn't feel like it belongs. Like
that's what I mean. Like this is supposed to be about games. Like I'm not saying that esports isn't about games, but I feel like games are not the focus in these categories. Like esports event, esports game of the year. Okay, that I can see. Like what game was super popular for esports.
Well, even down to possibly even content creator. Granted, like YouTube has their own version of it, but that makes sense for YouTube. And I don't know if Twitch does a specific award show of anything.
You'll be up for it. Don't worry, I already wrote somebody.
Yeah. So it's like even that, I don't know, like is a borderline question, because I can see what they're trying to do, and it feels a lot of like shoehorning in. It's like, hey, if we start adding these, he starts adding legitimacy, like, which I don't have a problem with, like making this type of thing more legitimate to the more public,
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, but it's like it just doesn't feel like it fits.
It's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah, like the next category is esports host. And then esports player, like esports team.
Again, like if there was an esports award show, something akin to like there's like the NFL Hall of Fame and all the various leagues and whatnot have their own version of it, type of thing.
3 years ago, I came to Canton, Ohio, with 2 very bad knees.
Yeah, but it's like you look at that, it's like, was there an award for John Madden, best announcer in the booth, type of thing? It's like,
you get that, you got a doink, and he's got mustard on it.
Tough actor, good actor, boom, aces the place.
For the helpful hardware, man. Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't know, like, again, I'm not against it, but I just feel like this is the wrong avenue for it.
It just feels awkward. It feels awkward.
Like you said, it feels shoehorned in. Anyway. I guess some other quick news. Google Stadia, kind of getting back to that. I have not played it myself, but I do have to kind of take a step back, because I have talked to some people in the podcast community who have played it, very recently, who bought it, got their stuff. Captain Mike over at Bad Fodder Figures, Glovebox over at Bad Fodder Figures, got like the Founders Editions, and they kind of have been reserving judgment until they really got to sit down and play it. And Mike said it plays absolutely fine, plays great, and he's not I mean, he's out in the New England area, you know, so it's not like we're running on Silicon Valley's fucking network infrastructure. So, he said it was great. He said he didn't really notice any lag. Glovebox was saying the same thing, so it might do a little better than I'm thinking. I think I mentioned this an episode or two ago. I literally called out my internet provider on Twitter, basically saying, yeah, Stadia is never going to work with companies like, you know, Blue Ridge Cable, who have draconian data caps, and their head of, like, whatever got in touch with me on Twitter, and he's like, wow, we're getting rid of those in November. I was like, wow, finally, good on you. I retweeted him. I'm like, this is what you do to fucking win your customers back. Not like I can go anywhere else. But no, I mean, it does seem like data caps are going away, which is a really good thing, and I think that's the only way this is going to work. But it does sound like it, you know, looked pretty good, played pretty good. So I'll kind of reserve judgment until I get to sit down and maybe play with it myself someday. It's going to have to fucking fight with my Rift helmet for any of my time at this point. My Rift, whatever. What do we call these anyway? Are they helmets?
Headsets.
Headsets. Man, I'm getting fucking old. I don't like that at all.
What do we call this?
What is this single contraption?
Get off my porch!
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's pretty much it. Kyle, Nick, you guys got any news or anything newsworthy you want to share?
I've been so out of the loop the past couple of weeks, man. I got nothing.
I hear you, Bubba. I hear you.
I'm sorry, I am not contributing as much to coming back. But,
So what are you looking forward to playing once you get back into some gaming time? What's kind of got your interest right now?
So I got to finish. I got River City Girls a couple weeks ago.
It was kind of fun.
And I got about halfway through it, and I'd like to finish that first before I really jump on anything else.
What are your impressions of that one? 'Cause I know you're a big River City Ransom fan.
Yeah, so it's similar. It's good. The fighting mechanics are good. You still have to go in shops to like level up. You still have to go get like different gear and everything. And you learn. There's a dojo where you learn moves. So there's a lot of similarities. Mm-hmm. But it's just a fun beat 'em up. I think the original's still better, but this one has a fun story. The characters are likable and they're really goofy, but they're cool to play as. And yeah, if you like River City Ransom, you're gonna like this too.
All right, shit, I'll take that.
I got my kids for Christmas Luigi's Mansion 3.
I want to play that so bad now that I have a Switch. I told you I got a Switch, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got your friend code on there, man.
Yeah, right? No shit. That's right. Yeah. Like, I can't. All right, let's talk about that real fucking quick, okay?
Yeah, now, it's terrible.
I love my Nintendo Switch, but Jesus, ape fucking Christ, Nintendo, like. Oh boy. Like, I realize, you know, as much as I want to bitch about their tile system sometimes and this and that, Xbox has spoiled the shit out of me when it comes to online interaction, getting in touch with my friends to play games, sending a friend a message, whatever I want to do from a reach out and talk to someone perspective. They've made it so easy. I just realized this week I can't send you a message if I want to. Like, I can't be like, yo, Kyle, what you playing, B?
Yeah, we'd have to have the Nintendo app, but just send me a text.
That
yeah, I don't know.
It's
dumb. It's dumb. And I think it sucks too that they're using the same method that they used for the Wii and the Wii U. I don't even know if you can do it on the Wii, but at least the Wii U. No, it was terrible back then too. So you think they would have learned by now?
Oh, and it's the DS as well.
System with like a million.
Yeah,
we're like I was gonna say the DS was the same shit.
Yeah, 3DS is the exact same. So I mean, it works for them, I guess. But as much as people complain, you think they would have been like, maybe we should rethink this.
It's just bad. Like, it does not encourage multiplayer gaming. Like, I don't even think there's a way. Like, if I wanted to play Pokemon Sword or Shield with you, like,
yeah, there would be a way. We could figure that out. That can't be that bad. I mean,
I hope not.
I don't know. Well, I got my kids in for Christmas too, so.
Well, hopefully I'll
which
finish,
is another.
I'll finish Dragon
I'm
Quest.
I'm actually looking forward to playing it. So
It's
I haven't
awesome.
got to play any of that yet.
It's awesome. I have Sword. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, I think that might be this might be a little bit shorter of an episode. I think we all have a kind of a hard out in 10 minutes, and I did want to get to a couple of things. The question of the bye week I thought was a good one. This was actually submitted by our recent guest co-host Luke, who you all heard last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever. And I thought it was a good question, so I said, all right, we'll roll with that. And it was, at what point do you decide to stop playing the game you are hooked on to play another one? And this had me thinking for a bit. So, and I'll tell you what, our first response on that thread is me to a fucking T. It's why I put over 100 hours into Red Dead 2 before I got to the ending. I'll read that one, and then does anybody else have the save point up? Do you want to continue reading the other replies? There's only 2.
I do not have it up.
All right, so the first reply was from our pal Troy Games. Typically, I play the game until just before the end. I don't want to complete the game because I know I won't play it anymore. I want to finish more of the side stuff, so I start knocking out side quests. The games start to get boring and a new game comes out. I then repeat the cycle of almost finished games over and over again. Our responses are going to sound so similar. And then our buddy Josh Ian that we used to work with said, when a new DLC for a favorite game comes out, if anyone needs me, I'll be in Jurassic Park. I gotta check that one out. True.
That DLC dropped, didn't it?
I gotta check that out because he has been raving about that game for quite some time. He's been playing it a lot, and I know it got kind of lukewarm reviews, but Josh has really good taste in games. Like if he says a game is good and he's dumping hours into it, there is a hook. There's something in there that is going to get you hooked and keep you playing. So I definitely want to check it out.
I think it's not necessarily a problem. It came out the same time as another like animal simulator. I don't think it was like a dinosaur game, but I think there was a zoo game that came out. Yeah. Maybe that was it. Yeah, I want to say it came out around the same time as Jurassic Park game, and unless you were like a Jurassic Park fan, it's like you weren't really gonna necessarily go for it.
Yeah.
So I think that may have been what led to kind of lukewarm, where it's like, people are kind of split because like two, similar genre games, albeit one more modern animals and other ones like dinosaurs, came out. So
yeah, no, that's a fair call. All right, so what about you, Nick? At what point do you decide to stop playing a game that you're hooked on?
So it's an excellent question. So for me, it boils down to probably the type of game and what I'm doing, and conceivably how long I think it is till the end of the game. Mm-hmm. So I'll take recently, the Outer Worlds. Like I was hooked on this thing. Like I could not put it down. I'll be like playing through it, look up, and several hours have passed. It's like no way. It's like I gotta keep going. Like that one, like if it's hooked me that good, and it's also a sign of a good game, I think. Like I'm gonna beat it all the way to the end, and rarely anything's gonna really interrupt it, unless like it's a quick like pick up put down game, something like like my World of Warships, where it's like I can jump into a match and jump out.
Yep.
There's no story to World of Warships versus the story of Outer Worlds. Like okay, it's pretty compelling. I'm hooked on it. It's like a good book. And that's probably it. So like a game like Red Dead Redemption 2, like hands down, I know it will be multi hours, so many rabbit holes to fall down into, that it'll be one of those like I'll be dabbling in it all the time. I know nothing will be probably super compelling in it, and I'm not expecting it to be compelling. So
just wait.
Just wait. Yeah,
I will say it's a damn good story. It's a damn good story.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a bad story, but like, is it gonna hook me the same way Outer Worlds did?
I think Outer Worlds is a fucking rarity, dude. Like I'll put Outer Worlds up there with Planescape Torment, and I'm not even done with it yet, for similar reasons.
And again, I think it boiled down to like Outer Worlds kind of perfected what it was trying to do. Like, it wasn't trying to do two things super long. It's definitely not a long game in retrospect compared to like New Vegas or something where you can just wander around. Again, like a Red Dead 2 where it's like this open world and you can wander around for ages. Like, it's definitely more on the succinct side, but I think that works to an advantage in that it's like, it's not consuming a lot of your time trying to do so.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. Kyle, what about you? What makes you put down a game you're hooked on?
Man, that's a tough one. I was thinking about this one all day, actually. What makes me put down a game? I don't really have an answer. Generally, if I'm like really hooked on a game, I don't put it down. I try to I go after all the little nooks and crannies and try to get all the little side quests, or the ones that interest me anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're probably the only one out of the three of us that'll actually finish a game.
Yeah, so I don't know. The only thing I think I can think of that would make me put down a game is if just another game that I know I'm going to love. Like, so let's say I'm in the middle of, I don't know, like a Ni no Kuni, and I'm like halfway through, and then like a Zelda drops. Like, I know I'm going to like Zelda more, so like I'm just going to dive into that, or at least I'm more interested to play that. Like, that's when I'll put a game I'm hooked on down, just because I know there's a better game.
Yeah,
that's out there. So,
did you get the Ni no Kuni remaster for your Switch yet?
I did.
Yeah?
It's more of a port for the Switch than a remaster. If you really want the remaster, get the PS4 version. But
okay.
I don't know. Anything for me is like, okay, I can get it for the PS4, or I can play it on the go.
I gotta say, that's my dearest love with the Switch. Not just playing it on the go, but I could sit and play it on the couch while my wife's watching Walking Dead or something. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I was just like, you know what, I don't really need a remaster. I like the game the way it was originally. I'm just happy to be able to play it again.
It doesn't need to be remastered.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have to go with that.
Yeah, no, I was not surprised by that. I think you out of the three of us, I know you're it's not that you're a completionist, you're an endingist. Like, you generally play games till you beat them before you start looking at other stuff.
Yeah, I like to see them through.
I'm not like that. And it's been commented on several podcasts that Al plays a lot of games. And I do. And I think, for me, I've been playing games for so long. And, like many of us, I've been playing... I had an Atari 2600 when I was like 5 years old. So, or younger than that, because I got a Nintendo shortly thereafter. But anyway... So I've played a ton of games, and I've experienced a bunch of mechanics, and so there's certain things that hook me, and one of them is a really good open world where the world is something I want to live in. Red Dead 2 is a perfect example of that. Like, literally playing that, I felt like I was like, all right, I'm kicking back. It's been I just fenced a wagon over in Emerald Hills for an extra $40, and now I just want to chill, have some coffee, and stare at the stars or some shit. Like, I get in a weird, immersive game, emergent gameplay when I play a lot of that stuff. And if there is something that really facilitates my imagination like that, I'll get really hooked on it. And Red Dead 2 is actually one of a handful of games that I bought it, and I played it till I beat it. The other problem I run into is that some games... And I still love them, and I still play them, but the amount of time for an open world game that it is going to take for someone like me to beat it, because I keep discovering new things or new mechanics that I just want to like play to death. Odyssey is a great example. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I have almost 300 hours in it at this point. And I've enjoyed the shit out of every one of them. The story is incredible. I'm sure I could have beat it within 100 hours. But that's a game I love just walking around in and exploring. And what happens is, another game that I'm really, really interested in, I forget about, is coming out. And it comes out that week, and it's like, well, shit, now I gotta go play that. Check it out. I've been waiting for that for a year. And that lately, I think that's been happening quite a lot. But it generally has to be something I'm really like interested in, or a new like just if it's something like off the wall new. And this has been the bad thing with Steam and its recommendation library, is I'm starting to find a lot of these like indie games and roguelikes, which are like, you know, the oldest type of open world games. And someone will come around and do something new, and it's like, well, shit, I want to go check that out. And I'll check it out, and I'll play it for 2 days. And then what I was playing is already on the back burner, and then something else comes out, and, you know, it's a horrible cycle. But, like, Luke kind of had me pegged a long time ago. If Al's got more than 20 hours into it and he's telling you it's good, it's worth a buy.
It's a good game, yeah.
It's worth a buy. and he's right. Like, for a game to hook me longer than 20 hours, it's got to be pretty fucking good. The Witcher, I am so determined to get to the fucking end of The Witcher 3. I've gotten like 75% through that game multiple times, but I'm playing it again on PC just because, again, I finally have a computer that can run it well and beautifully, and to me that's just like experiencing the game all over again. And my god, that game looks beautiful on a good computer. So yeah, in general for me, all it really takes is something new, something original, something doing something that is a little different than what we've seen before, or especially if it's in a franchise or a genre I like. Like, if they make another cowboy game tomorrow, I'll fucking drop everything I'm playing to go play it. Like, I love Westerns. I love the theme of you know, like, the good, the bad, and the ugly and shit like that. It's why I adored the Red Dead Redemption games, played the hell out of them, pretty much was completionist on all of them, you know, on Red Dead 1 and 2, and all the stuff they had with it. Just because I love that genre of history that never happened, as far as the Wild West goes, and yeah, I'll drop everything for that kind of game. Like, I could be hooked on something like crazy, and then Red Dead 3 comes out tomorrow. Yep, see ya. I'm taking off for a week, and that's it. But yeah, all right. I think that will bring us to the end of the podcast. I would like to just give everybody a chance, you know, some shout outs. We'll start with you, Kyle. Anything you want to shout out? Anything you're doing? Anything you want to promote?
No, just thanks to you guys for letting me float in and out when I get the chances to.
Yeah, anytime.
We love you. You're a cornerstone. That. You're a keystone.
Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Well, come on, man. Like, we started this. Like, you got the open seat. It's always great to have you on board, man. And I'm really happy you're back. I hope you're able to fit more in, and just because I've always loved talking games with you. That's where this whole fucking thing started, man. And it was why I always knew Nick would be a good fit, because this was our lunch conversation every week at work, pretty much. So yeah, no, thank you. My first shout out is definitely to you, Kyle. Nick,
thanks, buddy.
Nick, anything you want to promote? Why don't you tell us about your little competition this week? Because I thought that was pretty fucking impressive.
There's a competition this week?
Your clan thing, sorry.
That, yeah. Yeah, it was a big shout out to my clan. So we were making our final push in this last Clan Wars season. We got to 75th in the overall North American serve, so I'm really proud of those guys. They put in a lot of hard work this season, and hopefully we do better next season.
That's really awesome, though, man. I mean, compared to the volume of people you guys go up against, like...
Oh, yeah. That's
really impressive. I was not able to stop by. I'm sorry about that, but I did hear Travis stop by for a bit. And on Sunday he was able to stop by my opening sequence with Red Dead. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for your Red Dead streams, because I love watching that game through like somebody new experiencing it.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. So
yeah, I'm probably gonna be playing that most Sundays for a little bit at least.
You will probably be playing that for quite some time.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
it's a hard one to put down, to be honest. So, all right, then they'll come to me. I would just again shout out to Kyle. Thank you for showing up, man. I know you've had a shit ton of stuff going on. I really appreciate you coming by, and I mean, as I've said before, you're a cornerstone of this podcast. So you know, if you have to float in and out until you can, show up here regularly, you are obviously welcome to do that, whatever works for you. It's just great to hear from you and great to know you're okay. And other than that, we'll shout out, obviously, the people still listening, still pushing us. We are just, again, we continue to keep growing, which is just awesome. And I'm working on getting some more interviews with legends of the industry. I'll leave it at that right now. We're talking to somebody I've always wanted to talk to on Twitter. And it's just a matter of getting schedules to match because this person is very busy. But oh my god, I can't wait to have them on here. That is going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to Everyday Gamers. They're kind of on a hiatus right now, but I still love those guys. And I can't wait till they get back on the air. Bad Fodder Figures, Mike, Matt, Eric, and Jeremy. Even though Jeremy has not been on in quite a while, Jeremy is he's a VR Sherpa. Like, if there was an Everest of VR, he'd be the guy taking you up it and probably dying on the way just so you could get to the top. No, Jeremy is really knowledgeable in VR. He's on the Savepoint, and he'll pretty much comment on many VR posts. Because I would say, I'm a recent big believer, but he really is a big believer in the medium. He plays it a ton. He really enjoys it. And if you ever have any questions, post something in the Save Point as far as VR. I know Jeremy will be one of the first people to jump on it if it's not me or Nick or Kyle or anyone else that's regularly playing VR. But he's one of the people that really showed me, like, points me to the games that will really open your eyes and be like, holy crap, like this is really something. And on Viveport Infinity, I recommend Groundhog Day 2, like Father, Like Son.
I keep hearing good things about that.
It's fantastic. Just do it. Just do it. Just play it. Trust me. If you love the movie, like, I'm not even close to done with it yet. I literally sat on a couch playing an acoustic guitar, and I realized that the chord progressions it allowed you to play was Pink Floyd's Mother. So I sat here in my room, fake VR strumming an acoustic guitar. Mother, do you think that? And my wife just thinks I'm a fucking weirdo. But yeah. So, shout out to Bad Fodder Figures. Shout out to Gabe and Ed and all the gang over at Married to the Games. And then finally, Denny and the crew at Tap the Craft. They had 2 recent really great episodes on the history of beer. I cannot recommend them enough. They're so knowledgeable about the subject itself and beer brewing and different methods in general. Like, again, I'm really starting to get into this because I'm going to be brewing. I'm getting the stuff to, like, again, start brewing again myself probably in the spring. So I've been listening to this a lot to kind of get some pointers. And I highly, highly recommend it. It's just fun. Even if you have no interest in brewing beer, it's a very fun listen. And if you enjoy or are curious about enjoying beer, they can kind of point you in the right direction for stuff that's obviously better than Bud and Michelob and all that. And not a problem if you enjoy that, but if you want to experience some really off-the-wall beers, it's a good podcast to listen to. And with that, we will close episode 51? Yeah, 51. And if you want to reach us and hang out with us, I always recommend you go to tiny.cc/savepoint. Join our Facebook book club for games. You can email us at theretrorents@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at theretrorents, and then individually at retrorentsal, at Black Eagle Ops, and at Bradley_Shirk. He might have 2 tweets to his name, but I'll fucking ping him every time. That's right, Kyle. And then
I didn't even remember I had Twitter.
Oh, that's right. I'll make you remember. And then we are on Twitch also at RetroRentsAl, at Kibitz for Kyle, at Black Eagle Ops for Nick. And other than that, thank you again everybody for listening. Thank you for everybody that pushes the show. And I gotta say thank you to the people that have come on here, that have given us interviews in the past. I really appreciate, the Coles and Christy Marks and a lot of the legends of the industry continue to just, hey, how's it going? And we really had fun interviewing with you guys. And I know Corey and Lori personally thanked us for having them on recently. I know I mentioned last episode, Summer Days at Hero U made their Kickstarter, and then some. I mean, they did very well, and they were very thankful for coming on, and thankful to anybody on here that did support the game. So, and as am I, because I always believe in their work. I think they're doing great things. So, again, thank you to everybody that comes on and does an interview here, and it's always great to be able to talk to them, and I cannot wait for the next potential interviewee. It's going to be awesome. Other than that, I'll just leave everybody with the usual. Have fun, play games, and don't be dicks.
Don't be dicks.
There you go. There's a Kyle. What about you?
There's a Kyle.
Become the dick. What?
Become
the dick. Don't be Nick. All right. Thanks, everybody. Catch you next time.
Peace.
Later.